And yes, here we are, Espresso Sesh, episode 93, with Ron Spoons in the studio. Welcome. Spoones.
Ron Spoones, thank you.
Spoones, welcome, Mr. Ron Spoones.
Thank you, Nino.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, man.
Doing great? All right. Yeah. It's a beautiful day, like kind of the winter is kicking in.
Yeah.
The air is crisp, but it's sunny. And you brought a little nice modular synth over there. We can see, wow. Lot of chords, lot
of colors, a lot of blinking lights,
little blinking lights. All right, so you're gonna do a little performance with it tonight. Yes. All right, let's introduce Ron Spoones.
All right.
A modular synth, artist, experimental music, something in between. The do-it-yourself and the techno noise, what are you? There is like a current, like a genre that you think you could fit, or?
I do it two different ways, man.
Okay.
I do it two different ways, depending on the mood I'm in. Sometimes I just want other people to be happy.
All right.
So that's when the drum beat goes.
All right.
I'm not really interested in that so much, but I'm into it because it's coherent. It makes sense. You can focus on it. You know what I mean? And sometimes I prefer to do noise music that's similar to like black metal on the modular synth. Just a lot of noise, high-pitched frequencies, extremely crunched out bass, loud as it can go, blowing the speakers out. All the oscillators are tuned to frequencies that are barely audible. That's what I'm into sometimes, you know. For today, though, I mean, I went with the first style. You know, we're on the radio, so what I mean. We're going to play some music, a little boom, boom, bap, bap.
You can be wild over here. No worries, man,
we're still going to get wild, because what I prefer to do is put the two together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I prefer the sound of sizzle, pop, you know, maybe a little too, you know?
You know, like we don't have any restriction, like talking about creativity. Actually, we want the creativity to fucking flow, no? So, you know, like, don't feel constrained, don't feel like in any square or any box. We are outside the box.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. So, you know, get ready for whatever you want to do. If you want to, like, take us to another, like, dimension, or if you want to, like, really disturb us with sound, if you want to take us to an uncomfortable place, it's up to you, man.
Yeah.
It's up to you. But before, let's have a little chit-chat before we start with the performance. So, how you started with that? With this
synth, okay,
with this synth.
It's a long story, man, so I hope we got plenty of time to talk about it, but I'll tell you. So I first moved to California a long time ago, and then I left for a bit, and I came back. I needed the hobby. I needed something to do. You know, I was doing a lot of music then with trumpets and guitars, you know. I was kind of over it, dude. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about how much I dislike the sound of guitars, but I like it all right, but it's not my thing for sure sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, so I used to get up on Craigslist looking to buy stuff, you know, just to look at anything. I'll buy a moped, I'll buy a pair of cowboy boots, I don't care. Just something I thought was cool that was cheap. So my one friend was like, hey, you got to get a synthesizer. And I was like, dude, you're fucking joking, right? I was like, no, I'm not really into that kind of shit, man. I'm not, you know. But then I started looking at them on Craigslist. And there would be these crazy digital synths from the 80s that were really, had like super complex programming and could do all sorts of bizarre things, but they're not very good instruments. You know what I mean? Like Casio CZ101, that's my favorite instrument on earth. My favorite instrument ever made. They break a lot, but they used to only be $50 and you could just buy one. So I got into playing synthesizers. And I just have a set of headphones in my room. I worked a night job and then I would get off work kind of late at night and I would go into my room. You know, I would get some weed, and I'd have some beer, and I'd sit up there and just stay up all night playing the synth, you know? Well, then my one homie had a good job, right? So he bought the MOTM modular synthesizer. And that's the one with the 1/4-inch cables. It's big. It's really big. It's like, you know, it's a club. You send you a new module every month. It's kind of expensive, right? And I was looking at him like, dude, I cannot believe you're spending this kind of money on a musical instrument once a month. That's like $239 a month. That's crazy to me. You know, I had a job, and I wasn't really making a lot of money. I used to wear rags a lot and, like, busted shoes, you know, and I'd be, like, walking around, like, a dirty shirt on, looking at this dude's expensive synth and being like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, what is wrong with you, dude? Like, seriously,
spend your money in a better way.
You could go to Mexico for, like, 6 months. You could, you know, you could do whatever you wanted, man. You could take an airplane. You know, you could buy a car. You could buy a motorcycle. So then, I used to be really, like, you know, I was just like, oh, I couldn't wrap my mind around it. And then the fool was telling me, he's like, you know, this one I got is really expensive, man. You know, he let me put some headphones on, he let me play it. And I was like, whoa, This is really heavy, like the audio. Well, I'm just up there playing with some weird digital synths. You know what I mean? Two different worlds, but the audio level was so loud and so heavy. I mean, he just had really basic like LFOs and oscillators, and I was like, this is pretty incredible, man. And so, he's like, you need to check this thing out called Eurorack, which is the kind of modular I got. He's like, Eurorack's a little bit cheaper, man. It's like kind of weird because it's all small, cramped. Your hands are all cramped together, but it's cheaper. It runs on different voltages, yada yada yada. So he's telling me, you got to check this out. And I was like, all right, I'll go check it out, man. And they were expensive, too. Don't worry, the Eurorack modules were expensive. But I seen this one dude selling his NAM, like, it's like for NAM, he like made a big modular and he set up and he was selling it. It was left over from NAM from like 2011 or something. And it was like, it's like 2012, I don't know. So I bought it for $400 and it's like the little corner of this big synth is actually still my first rack. Okay. And I used to not like it. I used to just tour with just that and a delay pedal, and I thought it was the shit. You know what I mean? It was like, wow, this is incredible. And then after that, my one homie was like, you ought to learn how to build some modular synths. I know you got a soldering iron up in your room. I seen you repair a guitar pedal one time, so why don't you build a modular synth? And I was like, oh, I could do that, because I had a lot of free time at the time. I had quit my job. I had done this other job, and I had a little stack of cash, you know what I mean? So I moved up to Portland, Oregon, because California, I did the math. If you have $10,000, and you have $10,000, you spend it in California, they take $1,000 of it just in sales tax. And in Portland, Oregon, man, there is no sales tax. So if you wanted to buy a large modular synth, and you bought it in California, and it was a $1,000 synth, you'd have to give, and I'm not saying taxes are evil, I'm just saying, like, in terms of being someone who wants to make music and not having a ton of money, you have to give $100 to the state of California. It's like, that's enough for another module, man. So if I just move to Portland and build synths, I can have a really big modular synth with just the money I didn't spend in sales tax. And then when I got up there, I ran into an old friend of mine who showed me a lot about building synths and, would give me stuff, give me gear. Like, I was working and I traded him some stuff for this big modular synth case. Not as big as this one, but that was the first time I had a really big modular rack. And then, I was working seasonally, and then I'd have a ton of time off for most of the year, and I would just stay in my room and just build synths. Just get the soldering iron out and just solder synths back together. Fix old ones that are broken, build ones. I got into like buying the PCBs and the face plates, and if you have a lot of time on your hand, you can build a large modular synth in a short period of time, and if you do it long enough, you'll have a really crazy big synth, and they sell cool stuff, and it's fun. And if you need to occupy yourself, it's a good way to do it. I've done it a lot.
So how long did it take you to build this guy we have here in the studio, this modular synth right here?
This is the common. I mean, there's more stuff at the house. I don't put everything in the case because the power supplies inside the synths are, to me, finicky having a large hand-built one. So I need to get like 2 more power supplies for this case before I really feel comfortable having everything in there. Because otherwise, it's just gonna fry, it's gonna burn, it's gonna shoot smoke out of stuff. It's not gonna work right. And you're really confused as what happened, but it's just because the supply is not big enough. I've been working on this for 4 or 5 years, probably. I haven't been very active building synths lately, just because of some personal circumstances. But
you have one, no? It's
I have a large one.
Yeah, you have a large one. I think you can. It does what you need, no? Or
there's other stuff because I want to do different things. A lot of times I would rather have like several cases full of synths for different types of music that I want to make or whatever. I'm getting more into. I want to get more into using acoustic instruments inside the modular. So I want to build a rack of stuff that's really just for pursuing that. Less oscillators and amplifiers and more like ring modulators and envelope followers.
You play trumpet as well.
Yeah, I was gonna bring the trumpet today, but I didn't, man. It's a good thing. It's a small room.
It's a small room, yeah, bro. It can be loud. Yeah, I mean, you can use the mute. Yeah, the mute.
I'm still really, I'm loud with the mute, man. Don't worry.
It's okay. You got like pretty. Also, you have like a little tier 8, like the new, like the recreation of the 808.
If you're gonna do drum-oriented music with a modular synth, you really should just get a drum machine. with the trigger out or gate or whatever it's called. You know what I mean? Because I used to not do that, and that the synth would be so densely patched and it'd be like really limited in what it could do because of all of the sounds were created inside of the box using stuff, and more space or yada 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 to work on other things. I wouldn't have to just spend a long time patching up a very simple pattern with like relatively simple, not complex sounds. You know what I mean? Making a snare sound with a modular synth, if you're doing it with the noise generator and filters and VCAs, it's complicated.
Yeah, probably it's better if you have a drum machine that do that for you.
And it's faster too.
Yeah.
And it's like the bogus. People pretend it's ghosts or whatever. They like have them on those weird ghost shows.
Okay.
When they're like, we're gonna go hunting ghosts, so they pull the spirit radio, and then they walk around in like an old house with the lights off, trying to see where the ghosts are with the little radio. But that's kind of the direction I want to go with music, is taking elements of radio stuff and other stranger forms of electronics and finding out how they can interface with the modular synth and using those kind of parameters to control, because the spirit radio really isn't picking up the frequencies of ghosts at all. It's not, communicating with the dead. It's picking up the ambient elements of dynamism inside of playing it. You know what I mean? So that's a project I'm going to work on in the future for the modular.
For the ghost radio sound.
Yeah.
Radio, yeah. Okay, and what are you gonna do today? What are you gonna play for us today?
It's a little bit of the drum machine going boom, 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 and then some oscillators and filters having a good time. A little party, electrical party.
All right.
So I hope that drum machine is, it's a weird drum machine. That they say that it's a good drum machine, but it only really saves the program beats if you plug it into a computer, which is truly bizarre. So I programmed it a bit for a couple of days, and I've left it plugged into my computer the whole time, So right now is the test to see if it does.
We get a little reverb, all right. And we do this along the way. So And you're listening to Espresso Sesh every Tuesday on BFF.fm. Best frequencies forever. Ron Spooners.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what the name Ron Spooners, man?
You want to know the story?
Yeah, the stories. Yeah.
Oh, it's a little dark. Is that all right?
Yeah, man. It's a free radio. Yeah, free speech, man.
I'll tell the truth, then, man. I'll tell the truth, dude. So I used to live in a small town in the southeast for a long time, and I had a lot of roommates. You know what I mean? But it was weird because there was never any spoons in the house. I could never find the spoon, ever. I would search for the spoons all over the house. I'd go into people's rooms when they weren't around and look for the spoons, and I'd never find them. So then I would go and get more spoons, because I worked in a restaurant. I would just take a handful of spoons and bring them back to my house. This is actually disturbing, I'm sorry. But, so I got like 20 spoons. You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh, great. Now I can eat some cereal or something.
I can put some sugar in my coffee.
Put some sugar in my coffee, yeah.
Or stuff like that.
And they were gone again. And it was like less than 24 hours. And I was like, there's something really disturbing about these missing spoons. You know what I mean? Something really disturbing. It bothers me. I can't understand why the spoons only last for 12 hours. It's insane. So finally I was just like, I'm going to really look for these spoons. I'm going to go find them. And I know they're in my roommate's rooms because I don't have any spoons. And then I pronounced it funny because I wanted people to think I was European, because I thought that would be funny as well. You know what I mean? Because maybe they think like it's like a little bit of a kind of a joke, because it's like a high class, like a European last name, but it describes a really kind of dark behavior, antisocial behavior.
toxic behavior.
Toxic behavior, exactly.
behavior,
Toxic behavior, man.
Yeah, I mean, in your music, in your aesthetic, is a little like left field, no? Like
Yeah.
you know, like to the point. Is like in your face, no? Your music is pretty. Like I've seen you doing a performance at the SF Eagle like a few months ago, no?
Yeah.
And I mean, you were going for the uncomfortable, no? Like you were, you were like taking the crowd, no? Like, you know.
Yeah, edge of the seat, man. When's the movie gonna be over? I kind of want to get out of here, type thing.
No,
yeah.
I mean it's not like that, but you know, like it was like Sonic Voyage, you know. That's how I.
yeah, no, for sure, man. Yeah, that was an interesting set. You know, I bought the Edward Munch. I got the blow up doll of the Scream.
Yeah.
And I put it on the stage because then it's the inside. That's how I felt. You know what I mean? I was trying to communicate that through the modular synth in a way that maybe made sense. So that was my interpretation of the painting, I guess. It was cool.
Yeah, Scream, definitely. Yeah. And so today you're gonna play something for us like that.
It's gonna be a little wacky today.
It's gonna be a little wacky today. Before you play, so you have a release on cassette from this label in LA.
All Hell.
All Hell. No?
All Hell. That's my dude Chow. Yeah.
Okay, so you have like this release on cassette that we can find somewhere like out there.
It's on. If you go to All Hell, I want to say this is the right website. It's hard for me to remember. Allhell.blogspot.com.
Yeah, we will find it. Type it. You can find it out. Yeah.
We should play some songs later because you know the modular synth are really a one trick pony. You know, you do your one thing. Yeah. Unless you know if we got some time, man, I'll unplug it. I'll delete the beats and we can start right over from the beginning in the studio.
Man,
it don't matter to me,
it's
man.
2:32 right now, so we have like one hour, 15 minutes to go anywhere we like. You know, like
there's a one.
So, Ron Spooners, SoundCloud.
I was gonna bring you some tapes of the metal music I used to do when I was younger, man, but I couldn't find any copies, dude.
It's okay, man, because we don't have, it's a little complicated to play over tape right now here, but...
All good then.
Yeah, so it's all good. Yeah, so we go Ron...
You got that track up there?
Give me 1 second.
All right, right on.
All right, what's the name of the song?
It should be called The Church of the Holy Relic, man.
The Church.
It's up on my SoundCloud page.
American Church of the Holy Relic.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. The American Church, man.
That's the one.
That's my favorite song that I've ever written.
Check this out, and then Ron Spooners live, BFF.fm. So yeah, that's the left and right. Yeah. So this is the main channel. So you can keep this up, and I got this here too. So you know. Okay.
That's what I did wrong.
All right. So Ron Spoon is getting ready to perform some modular synth here. BFF.fm Espresso Sesh episode 93. You know, you are 2 and 3, man. Wait, what are you? What do you need, man? 2 and 3. It's a stereo channel. Yeah. 1 and 2. They are already, yes, right there. Yeah, but you know, watch out with this guy.
Yeah, I'm ready, dude.
All right. Yeah.
Fuck him off. I love it.
Wait a second, man. All right, on Spoons, BFF.fm, Espresso Sesh. It's okay, man. Probably the signal is too high here and it's cracked up. Okay. Yeah, you're performing, so keep going, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because probably. Ron Spoon live performance here, BFF.FM, Espresso Sesh. I want to give a shout to Mr. Rogelio in Panama right now, playing Ron Spoon's music in a bus in Panama. All right, Mr. Ron.
Big Raj, what's up, baby? How's that bus ride?
How is the bus ride in Panama? You're always around the world. So nice performance on the synth, yeah.
It sounded, we got the audio right, man.
We made yeah, you know,
it's
we gotta say this to the listener. Like, what you listen is what you get, what you see is what you get. Espresso Sesh is a live show, it's every week. With live performance, we have like a very tiny time to set up the studio before going on the air. Like, today we had like less than a minute.
Yeah.
To be on the air, like, plug all this shit, all this equipment, no, shit in a good way,
it's
man.
shit, but it's shit, man.
Shit in a good way, man.
Yeah,
It's like heavy synthesizer, chords, patch. We have to plug, I mean, I don't want to bore the listener with a technical issue, no? But, you know, like, so, you know, we got to figure out the sound along the way.
I rarely listen to music with headphones on, so I was almost confused because it was headphones, you know?
Yeah, man, headphones. It's the radio.
I always use studio monitors now, man.
Yeah, it's the radio. We use headphones.
I'm going to get a nice pair. I like it.
It's nice, man. It's nice. It's very cozy. They make you a very intimate relationship with the things you're listening to, no? Like headphones.
I wanted to try it.
Don't wear them in public, man. Like, be part of the surrounding that's around you, no?
Unless you get a hoodie and then you pull the hood over the head and get the headphones inside and people can just talk to you and you just shake your head up and down like, on, dude, on, man.
Yeah. That kind of shit. All right, Ron Spoon. So how do you? Let's talk about like your performance, no?
Yeah, man.
So how does it start? Like the writing process, let's say, no? So you have a sounding, like you twist like the knobs until you find a sound that you like and you go with it, or you have an idea in your mind to start with. How is the music?
You know, it used to always start this way. I would get a module, and I would get on the internet. I would look for these modules, you know, and then I would be like, oh man, I think I could. If I got that one, man, I could do something cool with it. And then I build it, and then I plug it up, and then I fuck around with it for a long time to see what happens. You know what I mean? And then that's kind of how it starts. You know, like a lot of times when I do trips, I prefer to have it be like a little bit tonight. There's some, you know, little hiccups, accidents, and all that. That's what I prefer, you know. So sometimes I actually like to have the module. I never played the module before, right? Yeah. I just built it. I plugged it into the stereo. I turned it on, and it went wow, wow, or. I'm like, it works, man, perfect. I'm gonna take it on this trip with me. Yeah. And then I just like to do the little patch, and then I like a little section of my synth that I haven't really. Like, you know, I haven't really used that module yet, and I want to try it out tonight. You know, the speakers are really loud. It seems like a good time, you know, because, you know, you got the little stereo monitors and the little earbuds up in your ear. It don't really sound the same, so. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be playing in this place that has a PA. That's a great time to see if the...
if I can blow up the speakers or not.
If the Euclidean sequencer works.
Yeah.
It'll be fun, you know? Because it's so, I mean, it's like, first of all, I don't even like to keep this thing patched up. Sometimes, it's still going, dude. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's
the signal level is so loud on this thing, man. It's actually really difficult to get it to sound good sometimes, man, because it'll push the speakers. You know what I mean? Really hard.
It's and also, you know, if you like you don't have like a possibility to save a patch, so you have to do it like you have to remind like visually, or like it's complicated. No, nowadays we are like dealing with soft synth software. You save a patch, that's it. No,
people will save your hand movements for you. It'll just save your hand movements.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to move your hand like that ever again, and just save the movement for you.
And you have to, or you can take picture of it, but you know it's more complicated.
You know what? I'll tell you about my favorite patch. You know, I played that patch for 2 or 3 years, man. 2 or 3 years. I played this patch over and over and over and over again.
Until you got like done with it.
No, I just tried something different. You know, I used to do this thing. I used to have this thing that's called a Turing machine. It's a little module I built from these dudes in Britain. And it's like a random number generator that also produces random, like, sequences. Like, it produces sequences, you know what I mean? It also produces, it's like a noise generator. It produces gates based on, like, this kind of, like, I was going to say, like, analog shift register of, like, moving gates. And it's based on the idea that eventually something kind of forgets. It's like, you know, you listen to something over and over again, and then it just starts losing information, just because you kind of forget that it's there. And it's like a little, it's got the name Turing machine, like Alan Turing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Turing, yeah.
And it's just a random number generator, kind of like clipped off of some, like, I guess what we'd say, like some Don Buchla stuff or something. And I used to just patch that thing all the time because I would love to feed so it produces gates. So sometimes I like to take the gate output, and then I would get this voltage controlled switch, so I could turn the switch on and off and shift the gates around. And I would feed the module itself its own gates, so they would just go, you know what I mean? And then it would bounce back around and they'd start going down in speed or whatever.
Yeah, it's good that you make like audio example of it, because not everybody listening here they know about control voltage or gates. So
have you ever torn a piece of paper?
Don't get to technology dip in that. Like keep it like more like comestible. No,
it sounds like a piece of paper tearing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
and that's my favorite sound.
Metaphor.
It's the sound of a piece of paper tearing, a little bit of whispering in your ear. The ocean,
the waves,
some milk, and you got a bowl of cereal, and you pour the milk into Rice Krispies,
and they start to,
and then a horn, maybe some type of horn, air moving, stepping on leaves.
Yeah,
it's a lot of things, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot of
like
things.
Sound reference for us.
Yeah,
instead of like, I mean, I know about control voltage, gate, and stuff, but not everybody. So keep it like.
I won't get too technical, man.
Yeah, man, keep it like. With
don't think about the control voltages. Don't think about the gates. Think of the sound of tearing paper.
Exactly. And control voltages are your friends all the time.
Oh yeah. The wind blowing in your hair, a glass just dropping on the ground and breaking, and then maybe some milk kind of spilling out of it on the floor, and then that's the sound.
That's the sound. Yes.
That's what it sounds like. But I'm playing that drum machine and all that's cool and all, but I really want to have it like a chorus of paper tearing and then milk being spilled, a balloon popping, a stick of butter melting on the sidewalk. Like that's the kind of more musical vibe that I'm into.
Okay, yeah.
The way that all that stuff I'm describing to, the way I'd imagine it to sound. I've seen some of it in real life, and they didn't make a sound, but the way I imagine it to sound. You know what I mean? If I was an image and I had to become a piece of sound, and this is what I think the image becomes, is a piece of sound. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to get too weird or abstract.
No. It's okay. No, because it's a sound you're chasing. You wanna make. So.
Yeah, I had a real harsh period in my life, and I just had this. Well, it was very small then. I would just have the little headphones in the ear, and I would just try to make sounds like that. Just kind of for fun. I had a friend in Portland, and I would go, and he had this crazy basement. It was huge, and we'd go play modular synths for it was kind of scary for 6 hours, 8 hours, and he'd be like, "Let's play more," and I'm like, "I really want to go home, dude."
Let me go home.
But he would be like, "Well, I have cigarettes, and you can smoke in here. You can't smoke in your house. That means you have to go outside to smoke. So you should stay here." And then and he'd have all these things to give me and we would just play the synth for a really long time, a really really long time. And he had a very big synth, and he would let me play it, And I would do that every Monday I did it for a long time, but then, I felt really weird on Tuesday when I would wake up, it was like, what happened last night, dude?
Yeah.
I would get home at 2 a.m.
Spaced out, completely.
Yeah. People would be like, what'd you do last night? And I was just in this guy's basement.
I went to the outer space.
It got a little weird after 8 hours.
I bet so. It's really beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm gonna get some. I love modular synths. I love synthesizers. I'm almost to the point now where I can listen to the sound of the guitar. The problem for me with the sound of the guitar is once again it's a visual problem. The sound of the guitar is beautiful, right? But then I have a visual problem with the guitar, and it's not because of the guitar itself. The guitar is a beautiful, crafted for thousands of year instrument. Thousands of people have worked on it and developed it. But
yeah, from lira to oud.
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
Like to the modern guitar.
And that's the problem for me is the image, man, because the image has been destroyed. You know what I mean? You think about Maggot Brain, right?
Yeah.
You think about Maggot Brain? You're listening to that song, Maggot Brain? You think about it?
Yeah, man, Maggot Brain. Yeah, definitely Funkadelic. Actually, last week we premiered the remix album of Funkadelic here in this chair. Yeah, so
for me, man,
that was it's your jam.
The maggot brain. I'm gonna get the word maggot brain tattooed on my hand, I think, man, or on my chest or something, dude. I love that song, but that's what's great about the guitar is that it is maggot brain. The guitar is maggot brain to me. You know what I mean? But a lot of times when I see guitars, I see the opposite of maggot brain. You know what I mean? I've seen a dude in the white pants, the little edges of the pants rolled up a little bit with some work boots on, but it's not like he really needs the work boots. You know, it's not like he works at the garbage dump or something. He needs a pair of nice boots to protect his feet. It's just like a little...
Just, you know,
yeah, like I got some working class references, cultural references, and the shoelaces are too long, so they're tied around the shoe boot twice, and then they maybe got like a flannel T-shirt of some type, and then it's a little too tight, you know. I got a bit of a belly, but you know this guy's got a lot less belly than me, but this shirt is still a little too small, and it seems uncomfortable to me to be wearing something like that. And then again, you know, some sort of, and then there's all this nervous tension tied up inside of their body. You know what I mean? And then that's what scares me about the guitar, because that's the guy that plays guitar for me the most of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I would see the dude from Funkadelic play Maggot Brain. You know what I mean? Or I'd see that's how I can name a lot of guitar players I love. I see them play the guitar, but that's not who I see play the guitar anymore. You know what I mean? I see this really weird, neurotic piece of stress, almost kind of like a poisonous gas, like floating through the air. And then there's this beautiful instrument hung from its shoulders, dude. And that makes me want to run in the other direction, you know? But see, what the thing I like about the modular synth, you can feel the stress, right? You can feel the stress in the frequencies. There was no hiding it. I'm not standing behind the guitar trying to hide that stress. That's not propaganda, dude. That's how I feel right here. And this is a pure form to me, because it is not like a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? This is a very bland thing.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of knobs and a bunch of cables stuck on a piece of metal shoved in a box.
I mean, it's versatile.
Like a fucking TV or something.
Can be nice, can be very harsh. No, it's
capable of all things, man.
Yeah, so you know, you can do like a sine wave sound, flute like. No,
the sine wave is the most peaceful sound.
Yeah, or you can go like and the shit out of it. No, so
yeah.
And you don't have to do any like pose to like
it's not
soloing,
sexy, man.
You know?
It's not sexy, dude. It's not sexy at all.
I know.
Who wants to watch it, dude? Or well, anyone, any individual. I'm not trying to, you know, say whoever, but stand in front of a box. You ever just like walk up and be like, "Hey, there's a guy standing behind the box," and then you stop for a moment to watch them stand behind the box?
You know what? Like I disagree with you in that, because you know it can be sexy anything. It's up to you. No, like
yeah.
Something that triggers you can be like a guy or a girl with behind the box, or like you know on a runaway, or like in fucking like in the bus in the Munich.
I would like to see it on the runway.
On the runway, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get excited if somebody is performing like nicely, you know, like instrument, you know, like so.
It's not commonplace, and that's the thing.
It's not guitar, definitely. It's not guitar. It's probably like saturated.
It's
the
ubiquitous.
visual. Yeah.
No one's got that poster. No one, when they're like, oh, I'm going to college. I should get some posters for my dorm room. And I say no one, but I say maybe 0.5%.
Wendy Carlos is not in any room.
They're like, yeah,
Walter Carlos, you know, like
yeah.
Like there is no Joe Zawinul or like Bukla. There is you know, so
it's you know, it's like Jim Morrison, man. He's got his shirt off. He's wearing a jean jacket, and he's getting ready to go jump in a bathtub. You know what I mean? You're just like, stop, please, dude. You know, like someone let the water out. You know, like drain the bathtub, dude.
Yeah.
Drain the bathtub. You know? That's what I'm saying, man. Like, and to me, that's the beauty in it. I think this will become a ubiquitous instrument soon, because of the popularity of it. It's very popular, more popular now than it ever has been. And
it's growing in popularity, definitely.
They're going to manufacture them cheaper and make them smaller, and I think that's actually a good thing. You know what I mean? I would like to see the culture shift away from
from big modular box like that you need like two persons to carry it, to a little compact unit that fits your pocket. It's not gonna be the same fun, man.
Well, you know, I just got a computer, man. I just got a Mac. I got a Mac Mini.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get into computer music.
Good luck.
And the only reason I want to, and it's like another thing. It's like like an obsessive tendency. You're like, you can just sit down with the computer music. You know, you get a mouse, and you get a free program. It doesn't even cost money. Yeah, and then you can just sit there and do pure data all day. You know, some speakers that are kind of maybe I'll get some headphones actually. Put the headphones in and just, you know, fool around with the actual pure waveforms, you know. Have you ever looked at pure data? The
Yeah.
computer program.
Yeah, I was also like look at it like yeah.
And it's like this. It blew my mind.
I don't do that all the time, but yeah, sometimes yes. I like
I
to
don't do it
look
all the
at prettier
time either.
things usually, but you know, yes, pure data. It's something I look into sometimes. Yes, not all the time, but yeah. All right, Mr. Ron Spoon.
Let's listen to a song. You want to listen to a song?
Let's listen to a song. Yeah, from the record. It's gonna take like a few minutes.
No, let's listen to a song off the internet.
Update. Yeah, you have a.
Yeah, let's listen to There's this group I like. It's called Cyclo ID. It should pull up on the internet, on the YouTube or something like that. I don't know if that's possible.
Cyclo with a Y ID.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we can listen to another song. We don't even have to listen to them all the way. We leave the microphones.
Cycloid, like this.
Actually,
All right.
maybe just look up Alva Noto.
Alva Noto. Okay, this is something different. Okay, Alva Noto. No,
You know Alva Noto, right?
Yes.
You're from Europe, so you probably jammed to that shit before.
Yeah, I'm actually from North Africa. Sicily is North Africa, south of Europe. Yeah, borderline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, do you jam Mark Fell? You know?
Say it again.
Do you like Mark Fell?
Mark Fell. I actually don't know him. Mark Fell.
Yeah.
No.
I bought these LFOs for the modular synth because they said it sounds like Alva Noto.
Okay.
You might not have been able to tell.
I don't know. Yeah. What are we listening to from Alva Noto?
Just the #1 search result, man. That's what the people are jamming, right?
So which one?
You just pick one out, man. I'm not too.
Just pick one out, yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to me. Okay. Let's listen to Spry. We're listening to BFF.FM. Ron Spooners in the house. We're getting weird with synthesizer and
Yeah, we
getting
are.
real.
Yeah, we
And
are.
now it's time to listen to some Alva Noto. The song is called Spray. And you're listening to BFF.FM, best frequencies forever. All right. Alright, we are Espresso Sesh, best frequencies forever with the comforting sound of Albanoto. Mr. Ron Spoon is getting ready for another performance here live.
Tell them the plan, right?
Huh?
Should I tell them the plan?
Yeah.
So we're gonna start and scratch.
Alright.
Right here, right now, we're gonna kick out some tunes like you heard earlier, but we're gonna start. I unpatch the entire synth. If you're listening to them, you can't see the video. I unpatch the entire synth. I'm gonna start with a whole new beat, and we're gonna kick some tunes out real quick, right here and right now. Right
here, right now, improvise Ron Spoon's Espresso Sesh, best frequencies forever. Yeah. Let me know when you're ready. Ron Spoon's Espresso Sesh, Tuesday, 2 to 4 p.m. Best frequencies forever. All right. Ron Spoon's Espresso Sesh, best frequencies forever. Live performance, modular synth. It's gonna get you weird. And Ron Spoon's here, BFF.FM live. Yeah, you can use the other ones. Yes, live, BFF.FM, best frequencies forever, Espresso Sesh, Mr. Ron Spoon's doing the modular synth extravaganza. Jamming, like with you unpatch everything, and you did it like on the spot. You know?
Yeah, on the spot,
Everything
man.
on the spot, yes. That's what we like it. No, like
yeah.
Improvise shit like on the spot.
On the spot, baby.
Yes.
That's how I roll, man. Always
Yeah.
on the spot, dude.
Oh,
Don't
that's-
worry, I got a plan, dude. I'm doing my thing, you know what I mean? Come up here with Nino and kick some jams out? Hell yeah, you know I'm
Yeah.
about that. Let's unplug the synth, man. Let's start over. I like it, man.
Yeah.
I could do that all day, then that's how I get down. You
yeah.
know? An opportunity to be able to jam again for someone to want me to come and jam, man. You don't even know what that means to me, dude. Like, I've been fucking with the synth for like, I don't know, like, man, before I had it turned against the wall so you couldn't even see it. Because all my shit got thrashed so hard lately. But then I flipped the synth around and started kicking tunes again, you know?
Man, music is the best. You know?
Yeah, it's how I like to roll, man.
Yeah. So and it's a pleasure to have you here and keep the show like with a wide range of sound, like from songwriter, like DJs, live bands, worldwide sounds. Like different register. I love music, and I love to have my guests like from everywhere. So it's a pleasure to have you here. It's a pleasure to explore uncomfortable sounds. No, it's not like don't try this at home. No, it's it's that kind of shit.
Try it at home, man. You know.
I mean, or you gotta be like aware of it. No, so if you try that at home, like be aware of it and go with it. No.
Yeah, know what dark hole, your tunnel, where it leads to. You'll be up here jamming the modular synth. You know what I mean? That's how I got into it, man. I needed some time to let my brain relax, dude, and that was the thing right there. That was sick to jam, dude. I just kick it out like that. That was awesome, man. Thank you for letting me do that, Nino.
Oh man, my pleasure. It's 3:29. We have like 20 more minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, you are more than welcome to jam a little more, no? Because this is at 4, a little before 4, the show is gonna be gone. No, so
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel like. Otherwise, I saw you brought some records, some stuff.
I brought one record I'd like to listen to, and I have to break some stuff down. This is by the band Las Sucias from San Francisco. I'd like to play it if that's all right.
Yeah.
I think it says "chupiate estas" or something. It means like suck this or something, right?
It's a brand new, it's still sealed.
It's still, yeah.
Still sealed.
I've seen them play a lot of times. They're good.
So what about this record? Let's show.
They're from. Oh, they live in San Francisco right now.
Las Sucias with Robert Lopez on percussion. All right. So recorded April 23rd, 2016. So it's a fresh new album.
Recorded live at the lab.
At the lab. Yeah. What about this one? Let us know. I'm curious.
It's sick. The band's sick.
All right.
They're really cool. I like their vibe.
The Dirties. The Las Sucias.
Las Sucias. Yeah. With this
feminine.
Yeah. What's the title mean? Does it mean suck this?
No, Las Sucias are the dirty.
No, the other part. Chupiata estas or something.
Chupate estas. Yeah, suck those. Yeah, suck those.
Yeah, I like that.
Not one, but more than one.
Suck it both.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, what about this album you brought in?
I do seen them play.
Still dropped. Still like.
Oh, I've seen them play a few times. They're good, dude. They're really good. I'm gonna break everything down real quick. I'm gonna put the record on.
Yeah.
Does that sounds good?
Sounds good, yes. Sounds break everything down, and yeah, if you do this, like probably move the stuff on that side. And you're listening to Espresso Session, best frequencies forever since January 2016. We are almost going to the 100th episode of Espresso Sesh. Today is number 93, and we got Ron Spooners in the house, in the building, playing live. Enjoying, like, exploring synth sound, getting us in a weird space, in a weird condition. Just let me check if the mixer is set up properly, like with this, and that should be good to go. Should be good to go. Espresso Sesh, best frequencies forever. You know, we are a donation-based station, so we always love any donation, even $1 if you guys can. We are keeping it, kicking it, and keeping this thing alive with 140 hours of live programming every week. There are people like me, like me doing the show, like you listening to the show. It's all organic. It's made in the mission. It's real. Is it real? Can I slap you? It's real. I don't slap you, but it's real. No. It's real, it's happening, we are doing live radio, we are doing community radio, and any donation is always welcome. If you go on the BFF.fm website, there is a donation button. Actually, we have a nice website going on, like a new redesign, remodeling of the website that looks so fly. You have no idea. Check them out, check us out on the website, BFF.fm. And click on the donation button. You can support a show, like you can support a DJ on the radio, you can support a show. Any dollar is always welcome. And here we are back.
How do I turn the record player?
It's already on, just let it go, yeah. What are you listening now? The side A? No, there is a switch right here. Right here, this guy, yeah. There we go. There you go, baby. BFF.fm. Alright, needle skipping. Yeah, place the needle properly in the groove. Yes.
There we go.
There we go. Las Sucias.
What's that? 45?
It's a 45. Yes, a 45. 45. There we go. Las Sucias. Side A. Tetas. So this was Las Sucias.
Las Sucias, yeah.
Made in San Francisco. So music
Yeah.
made in San Francisco. How you get to know this project, this music?
I played with a show with them one time.
You played a show with them.
They were really
yeah.
cool. I'd never really heard. I've seen the name before. I never really heard them, and then I seen them play, and this is the most amazing things I've ever seen. I thought it was really cool.
There is an active scene of like playing like synth-driven music, like experimental. Yeah.
I've seen them play with Wolf Eyes recently.
Mm.
I've seen them play at San Francisco Electronic Music Festival recently. I thought one of the ladies had moved away, and I was really amped that they were playing some shows. You know, I was stoked.
So definitely, this is one of the talking about like influences and music that moved you to make music. So this one is one of those. No, I mean,
for sure, man, for sure.
Also, you pick some Alvanotto.
I like all the Raster Norton, man. I like all the Raster Norton. I love music like that. Okay. I love music made with Super Collider as well. I've seen this one lady perform at San Francisco Electronic Music Festival. And she used Super Collider and some electroacoustic music, and you could literally feel the inside of your head rattling because of the way that the standing waves were moving in the room, and that was mind blowing. I love that kind of music. Yeah, esoteric but bizarre, kind of related to musical theory maybe, or which I don't even really know much about anyway, but like just stuff that the approach is very strange and has a lot to do with like, so with like the Ryoji Akeda and all that kind of stuff, like so a lot of the drumming sounds are like negative sounds because the frequencies are below like the audible range of the human ear, stuff like that, and it's, to me, I just really like that. It's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you gotta say that this is maybe like uncomfortable music, no? It's not something that is like what you hear every day. But at the same time, it's the magic comes out. Magic happens outside the comfort zone. So
totally outside of the comfort zone, man.
You gotta expose yourself outside the comfort zone to actually, That's why that's why I invited you over the show, and
thank you, Nino.
I want you to play like to jam also, like without any patches, no? So like straight up, like blank, from scratches. Yeah, so there's outside the comfort zone. I firmly believe in that. No, like we can create some magic, but we have to dare for it, no? A little bit.
You can't always just having your friend make you pancakes for breakfast, man. Sometimes you gotta miss a few meals,
Yeah, sometimes also you have to, I don't know, let's say just straight up vodka for breakfast, or something like that, something that is not what you usually do, no? Because just to, get out of the comfort zone and
spend a lot of time outside of it, man. It's sometimes good, it's sometimes not, but that's where I'm hanging out at sometimes, I like it with music more than I like it with people's personalities, that's for sure. You know what I'm saying? The music is very palatable to me, even when it's bad or shrieking or piercing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even this is like bad music. There is a content, there's a meaning. It's not bad music, Even if it doesn't follow the canonic standards of like composition, harmony, can be beautiful music, even if it's in brackets ugly,
Yeah, totally.
If there's a meaning, if there is a message with it, if there is like a reason to make it that way, music is great because it's a soundtrack of our existence. So sometimes we feel harmonic, sometimes we feel dissonant. So like the soundtrack should follow your mood. So if you wanna, like, sometimes I need dissonance, like.
Dude, I definitely need some dissonance, man.
Dissonance is good for you in a certain dose, no? And like a harmony is good for you.
I like to listen to all sorts of music all the time. I'd be listening to that one song, "Tell It to My Heart." You know which one? Tell it to my heart, tell me I'm the only one. Taylor Dane, I think it's Taylor Dane. And I love that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, I mean.
But then sometimes I also want to get like my brain pumped with like weird clicking sounds and high frequency piercing sounds.
Yeah.
Because
it's up to you. It's like music, like background. It's a background of can be a background of your feelings, and a sustain of your feeling or an enhancer of your feeling. So Yeah, we explore. We try to be comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. You know, like with the
Yeah.
music. With the music. All right. So it's 3:44.
Mm-hmm.
We have, let's say, like 10 minutes. Let's finish this show like as usual at 3:55. No?
That sounds great.
What are we doing this 10 minutes? You wanna jam more?
You want me to jam more, Nino?
I would love to. Yes.
I'll do it, man.
Honestly.
I'll
Yeah,
do it, dude.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Mr. Ron Spooners.
Hell yeah. I'm going to set a few things up and then I'll be ready to roll. You going to cut me off at 3:55?
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
you cut me off. I'm not even going to look at the clock. I stare at
Yeah,
the clock
yeah.
sometimes when I play. I ain't going to look this time, man. You cut me off.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, BFF.FM, best frequencies forever, Ron Spooners. Getting ready for another set with this modular synth and this drum machine. What you hear is what you get. Everything is made live here. It's improvised on organic electronic instrument, a modular synth on a URAC module with lots of chords, button knobs, and blipping lights. As you can see, there are faders, there are knobs. You know how it works. And here we are. Ron Spooners, about to get ready and perform a little set, closing set for this episode 93 of Espresso Sesh every Tuesday 2 to 4 p.m. Best frequencies forever. Starting from scratch, patching the synth up on the way, just for you and me. BFF.FM, Ron Spooners. Patching is synth up. BFF.FM every Tuesday 2 to 4. Yeah, you should be on. Yeah. Yeah. You should be good to go. And there was Ron Spone's live modular synth impro here, BFF.fm. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you, Nino.
Thank you. Yeah, your
Thank
mic
you,
is
Nino.
on. All right. Thank you so much. Check him out.
We out of here.
How we can check you out on the on internet?
You know, you can go to SoundCloud and search Ron Spunes, but if you message me on Instagram, I will also message you back and I can send you music links then.
Sounds good.
I don't have it all put together, but it's RON_SPO.
Yeah, Ron_Spones.
I'll figure it out, send you a link.
Thank you so much for being here. Episode 93, Espresso Sesh. Ron Spone's. Thank you, Corey. Thank you for your performance. Thank you for being here, like the chat, the music. I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same station on November 14. Mr. Mofone is gonna come here presenting his latest release, California Color EP, with some live performance, little DJ set and stuff. Thank you again, Ron Spones. Thank you for listening or watching us. I'll see you next time, next week, same time, BFF.fm Espresso Sesh. Let's close the show with some nice ambient music from Delia Derbyshire Appreciation Society. And thank you so much for tuning in. Much love, BFF.fm. My name is Nino. See you next week, Espresso Sesh.